What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Devin the Bear. Today we have a special guest. It's going to be Vernon Cruise.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
He's a Muay Thai fighter. He trains out of Gracie Baja and UFC gym in Pearland. He's a coach. He's a fighter. Does it all.
I try.
How's it going?
Yeah, it's going great, man. A little exhausted. Been up since 4 this morning, so I'm managing.
Yeah. Would you say that's kind of average life of a fighter coach? Getting up at 4, being up all day, being in the gym all day?
Yeah. It's very average. It can get annoying. It can get super annoying because, come on, man. Like, I like to sleep. I love my Saturdays.
So, like, but what's the upside to getting up at 4 a.m. though?
The upside?
Yeah, there's a lot of them, honestly.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. I mean, you definitely have a head start against everyone. So, and it works in my advantage as well because if I am preparing for a fight and I know for sure I got a cut, me waking up 3-4 o'clock in the morning to go and open the gym just to work, half the time I'm probably there working out, just to make weight. So that's the biggest advantage I could say. I'm up early, getting to it. I got the gym to myself, in my zone, sweating. Only stop if somebody asks me a question.
Yeah.
So I definitely have a head start against most people. I can say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And which gym are you at about this time in the morning?
At this time in the morning, UFC Pearland.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm in charge of opening the gym. And just most of the time I just be bored, honestly.
How often do you just kind of hang out, hit the bags and stuff when you're bored?
I'm gonna be honest.
Or does that get boring?
No, it tends to get boring at times.
Yeah. It
tends to get boring because sometimes I like people to watch me. I like people to watch me. I like to give a show. But half the time, if I'm not punching the bag, I'm probably like I was doing earlier, either on YouTube watching fights or just stupid ass videos.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just trying to kill time. That's it. Or just listening to music, or I'll take a nap on occasion.
Yeah. There's actually this UFC fighter that talks about cutting weight, and he said he goes to bed at 7 p.m. the day before he has to weigh and wakes up at about 4 a.m., 4 a.m. to get up and start cutting weight. And someone in DC said, I feel like this guy just broke the code. Like, he just figured the problem for weight cutting. And it's like, yeah, just wake up earlier so you don't have to dehydrate yourself for that amount of time, you know?
And that is a good point because last fight in April, I would literally wake up 4 o'clock in the morning to go open at UFC. And, when you first wake up, you're all groggy and I'd be like, oh, I don't want to do this. I'd be this close to calling one and be like, hey, man, I want to pull out. And he'll give me a little motivational speech. Then I'll go. And once I get it out the way, the rest of the day, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm all right. I probably have fruit that morning, wait a few hours and just snack in between.
Yeah.
Just so I won't be too hungry throughout the day.
Give you some fuel to kind of get up for your body, keep it going, know?
And I just pretty much, all right, time to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Go to sleep, and I'm like, all right, I'm fine. I'm good. All my weight cuts, though, I think the hardest one was possibly my first amateur fight. That's the hardest.
Yeah.
That was the hardest. I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
I was about to ask, is it because you weren't familiar with it yet or not? Okay.
I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was just going with the flow. I did what other people probably did, go academy and buy the trash bag. Yeah. And just wear it all day, sleep in it.
Oh, that sounds fucking terrible.
Oh my gosh, it was horrible. Yeah. My bed was soaked with sweat.
Oh man.
And it stinks. The smell was horrible. But second fight, I actually was like, hey, I need help. And Alexis and Juan was there with me the whole time. So I was like, all right, this is easier. Yeah. So it gets easier over time.
Because, I've talked to Alexis about his weight cuts, and he was like, they're actually pretty easy. Like, the way he's like, how I'd cut weight is easiest for me.
Alexis is a machine.
Yeah.
He's a machine.
He's a workhorse dude for sure.
You know, he told me that he purposely take an Uber downtown. No, take the metro downtown.
Yeah.
Just to run back home. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? I'm like, who are you?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, man, I gotta get at least a few miles in before I do this.
That's like a good like fucking 10 miles, dude.
Yeah,
Because I know what part of town he stays on. I'm like, that's not close at all.
it's not close. I'm like, how the fuck? I can't even do that.
Yeah.
I can't do that. I did a 4-mile run,
Yeah.
but I was dying. My legs was hurting. I was like, I'm never running again, man. I don't like treadmills no more.
Fucking
I hate
so
treadmills.
what's up?
I hate treadmills. I don't like them. I'd rather go run outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not in this heat.
I do it in this heat with a hoodie.
Oh, hell no.
Nah, I just don't run. I'm just like, it's okay. I'm like, I'm good. I don't run from shit. We're just
I will
toughing
say-
out, find another way to do cardio.
This heat, I haven't ran in a couple weeks because it's been so freaking hot.
Yeah.
And we only have clouds.
No, it's
No.
been triple digits every single day.
Yeah.
Every fucking day. And I'm like, dude. And I'm pissed off. I'm pissed because we're talking, I think Elevate should be announcing, if they haven't, announcing something in September. And I want to do it. Around that time, it's going to be like all cool and sunny.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, this is the perfect time to be fighting right now.
Yeah.
Like, it'll be so much easier for me to cut weight just to put on a hoodie and just stand outside.
Yeah.
Don't have to do shit. Just stand outside. So,
It's miserable.
So I
It's
know,
freaking miserable.
what's called. I know Zach went and trained with you the other day at the UFC Paraline gym, and he talked about getting some good work in with you and a bunch of other guys. So to kind of backtrack though, like where exactly like did your journey into Muay Thai start? Because I haven't been able to sit and talk with you for a little bit.
yeah, I feel like I started late because I've been wanting to do some type of martial art since I was a kid.
Mhm.
Watching Power Rangers, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Who else? It's a movie. Three Ninjas.
Yeah.
I
like,
love
yeah.
3 inches.
Yeah. So watching those, I always wanted to,
Mhm.
but my mom was anti. Don't hurt my baby.
Yeah.
So always no. Even me trying to play football, she tried to let me play football, and she was like, no, no. So I started when I was 20 or 21. I was making my own money, and I was just like, you know what? I've been wanting to do it, so let's go. I started at Elite MMA on Westheimer.
Okay. Yeah. I think it's the original location, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe so. At the time, I can't think of his last name, but at the time, I talked to this guy named Dave, and I think he was I don't know if he was the owner, but I know he ran the gym majority of the time. And he gave me a call. I filled out the little form online, and he gave me a call. It was like, yeah, just come in tonight. Come watch the class, and I'm gonna hook you up with one of the trainers here, and he'll pretty much give you the basics. And the trainer he ended up introducing me to was Trevin Giles.
Oh shit.
Yeah, he introduced me to Trevin Giles. So Trevin pretty much gave me the rundown on what to expect. So he showed me how to throw a punch, how to kick, and he actually taught me how to do a rear naked choke.
Yeah.
From back take position. And after that, I was just like, all right, I'm gonna come back tomorrow. Signed up. So I signed up. And if you're not familiar with Elite MMA system, I'm not sure how many levels they have, but they have a level system. So level 1 is like, all right, jiu-jitsu is included with all the levels, but level 1, when it comes to striking at least, you have to do cardio kickboxing. And I'm a visual learner.
Right.
So Trevin would teach the cardio kickboxing classes, and I'll just like watch how he throw a kick or throw a punch, and I just try to mimic him. And once I got it down pat, Trevin approached me and was like, hey man, I think you should like go ahead, go up to like level 2, which is kickboxing fundamentals. So you're actually learning how to kickbox.
Right.
So I was like, all right, cool. Start doing that, and I'll probably say like in the 2-month in a 2-month span, I was already with the more advanced guys sparring. And I could have still been with Elite and probably be with Trevin. Not necessarily in UFC, but like on his level. But it's just their memberships are fucking expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's something that we talk about a lot is like just memberships everywhere are just pretty pricey, you know.
Pretty fucking pricey.
And because there's a couple times where like I'll work with some guys or some guys will tell me, hey, like I haven't seen a jiu-jitsu class. I'm like, yeah, because I pay for one style. I don't pay for all styles, man.
Exactly. Like at Gracie's, it's probably half of the guys that do Muay Thai would, hey, I seen you doing a little bit of grappling on Instagram. Why you don't do jiu-jitsu here? And I'm like, because I don't have $200 to pay a month. That's why. Hell, I'm paying what, $150 something just for Muay Thai and the kickboxing class. I'm okay.
Yeah, to me that's already kind of a lot.
It is.
Like I get it, but when you have enough students, like you don't have to be so expensive. Not that I'm saying you get a lot of students and you should go down in price. I'm just saying you can afford to kind of make some things a little bit more affordable. And like we were talking about the other night when I went to the gym, I guess to go more in depth in it, I'm completely self-taught. Like I've learned everything by doing it myself, training with friends who train, going to little gyms here and there for like a day or a week or however. Everything I've done is self-taught because I can never afford to go to a gym consistently. I spar as much as I can with whoever's willing to do it. I don't really care how much better they are than me. That's what makes it fun. That's why I got beat up by Fredo so many times, because I kept going back to him. Anytime I saw him without a partner, I was like, okay, I don't care about anybody else. I'm gonna go to him. And every time it sucked. Yeah, and it was horrible, but I enjoyed it. It was fun. Because like that's when you learn the most. So at least to me, maybe not everybody works the same, but
I agree with that, because realistically I only really spar with guys that's either on my level or so much better than me. Because Fredo, for example, he's a better boxer than me,
and he's a giant.
Yeah, Fredo, he's 6'2".
Yeah, I remember. I remember we watched him when he's sparring with John Luke.
Yeah,
he's
for
like
John
Luke's
Luke's
fight.
fight.
6'4".
And so he told me, he told me, he's like, you remember that guy that John Luke sparred? I'm like, yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. He's like, he can kick now.
Yeah.
I started laughing. I was like, oh, dude, that's terrifying.
And I told him that, and he goes, oh, I don't know about that. I just, I keep people busy with my hands, and then I throw a kick if I can. I was like, well, you were throwing them, and they're good technique, and they were landing where you needed them to land.
Yeah,
you throw kicks, man.
And it's funny on how he started kicking, because like I said, Juliana Jutai, she works there. She's one of the coaches at UFC. And before, well, kind of sort of during COVID, she had a Friday Muay Thai class. And the way she taught it was, 15-20 minutes technique, and the remainder of the class we were just strictly sparring. And she was look at Fredo and tell him, hey, hop in. And he was always, no, I ain't with that kicking stuff. Like, I'm cool. I'm stick with boxing. I don't want to be kicked. So I was like, hey, bro, just try it one time. You don't even have to kick. You can box us.
Yeah.
I'm just going to show you how to check a kick, and we're going to go from there. And he was like, all right. He hopped in, and he was already giving us issues with his boxing alone.
Yeah.
But then when we would kick him, and he would actually check and counter with his hands, we was like, okay, I'm about to up it up. I think you can take this. So once I start to up it up, that's when he was like, yeah, I'm about to learn how to kick. And his kicks
they're not bad, man. For someone who's like, I'm not interested in kicking, he's freaking good at kicking.
He is. And it's a fucking, I don't even want to say a tree trunk.
Yeah.
It's something bigger than a tree trunk.
And I was going to say that, but it's like, I don't want to take it away from him. But like his size helps so much, because he's just so much bigger than a lot of the people he's going to come in contact with in gyms. but he's quick. His jab like was so fast.
Yeah, like his technique alone. He practiced his range so fucking well.
Yeah.
I don't care how good you is. Once he established that range, you're not going to be able to figure him out.
And he finds it quick. Like
Real
I would,
quick.
because like John Luke has really long arms.
Yeah.
So he's got really long arms for his size because he's what, like 5'10".
Mhm.
And so whenever they were working, it's like Fredo found that range immediately, you know. And I was like, oh man,
super fucking quick for a heavyweight. Every time me and Fredo spar, it's like I'm always in my head, okay, this might be the day I actually get knocked out. This may be the day. He was close a couple weeks ago. It was my fault, but it was. I was like, come on.
That's how I felt every single time. I was like, all right, this is my fault. So he caught me, and I'm backed up, and I'm stuck. So let me try to figure something out. And then he would catch me again, and I'm like, okay, well now I have to throw something. I don't care what it is. And I'll throw something, then he'd back off for a second, and then we would be right back there. And I'm like, yep, I'm screwed.
And you have to give yourself more credit. You're actually nice.
Nice, like polite.
No, like your technique is actually decent,
gotcha.
man. Like for you, I'm just not finding out that you're self-taught. I actually thought you trained a
No,
little bit somewhere.
I would like to. It's just too expensive. I've done like we used to do privates here and there with Jeremy over at Heritage, and that was really fun. Like so, I've gone with him to Main Street that one time. I've done mostly grappling, and then I've gone to a couple jiu-jitsu gyms, and it's really fun. I really like it. I'm just now getting to a point where I can consider looking into a membership soon, but so many gyms should charge so much, like $300 for a full MMA gym membership. That's freaking insane.
Yeah, like,
and I get it. They have these big buildings and they have to be able to fund everything and take care of their equipment, but that's so freaking much.
I don't even think it's that. I think they're charging that much depending on their history as fighters.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm not sure how much Mark charged at Hyena. But when you go to Hyena and you look at his wall, you see nothing but medals, belts.
Because of who he is.
Because of who he is. And I'm like, okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I understand. Like, if people coming to you, you're like one of the best in history. You had a great career. So I get it. But at the same time, it's like, no.
Yeah, no, it's hard, yeah, because that's what like we talked about is like I the reason why I just do strictly just Muay Thai is just because I'm like, okay, I need to work on my hands because my hands suck, but also it's like I would like to be able to do both, but it's like I just go with what I can afford. It's like at least I'm still doing something, you know. And so because that's what when I saw like when membership prices were going up, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm just doing this for now.
And they still going up.
Yeah,
they're still going up. Before I even signed up at Gracie's, I think I tried Main Street. And when they told me how much, I said, hell no.
Yeah.
I said, y'all not even going to focus on me. Like, I actually want to fight. You're not going to focus on me.
Yeah.
And I know a couple guys that train at Main Street, and they used to come to UFC, and they're actually good. And I understand why they left UFC, because they wasn't really progressing on how they wanted to. That's the reason why I was like, I'm not going to train here. I'm going to go somewhere else. But then they tell me like they probably did one smoker each since they've been there. And they're like, yeah, the main people they really focus on is like their top guys. Their top guys. Kevin Holland. What's his name?
Derek
Lewis. Every now and then when Juliana goes, she got the focus. Like they're focusing on their top guys. Everyone that's below them, they're pretty much just there for sparring
just to work out. Yeah.
And I get it. You want to make sure that the big names are taken care of because they're the ones who are going to represent you on a bigger scale. And I understand that, but there's no future in that. And I think if you want to have a really good future, take care of the people who are trying to become something. Instead of taking care of like Kevin Holland, he hasn't always been there, right?
No. He was with Travis Lutter for a little bit.
Recently that he's gone there and they put a lot of focus on him, and I understand why, but at the same time, like now you're taking that attention off of people who could be really good and could be the next Kevin Holland, but now they won't be because you don't give them any more attention.
Yeah, like
and that's not a knock against Main Street, like we said. It's
multiple gyms do it. You know, it's a thing.
Yeah,
Like that's one thing is I really like about working with like Coach Ray and like Coach Chris and Coach Carlo is like Coach Ray will focus on the fighters and do his thing. You know, but like because I mean I usually go to the beginner class, so it's like Coach Chris or Coach Carlo will sit there and work with us. Or if like Coach Ray has time, he'll jump in and he'll show us something and it's like, hey, we're just working this today. And so it's like there's a good separation, like the fighters are getting taken care of, the guys who compete, and then the guys who are just trying to learn and get a workout in are also getting focused on as well.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's pretty much how I coach when I'm at UFC. Like I have 3 fighters. There are 2 fighters right now that's active. In total 4, but Patrick, he's preparing for.
I was gonna say, like when you go there and you see everybody sparring, you can tell who's the fighter and who's there to work out.
Patrick, he haven't had an amateur fight. We've been trying to get him one, but right now he's focusing on his wedding in September.
Yeah, that's what he told me.
So when that's over with, we're gonna try to get him something so he can do. But we have Josh, we have
I met Josh too.
Ash, and one of my fighters, his name Brandon Gonzalez, he fought on Elevate's second card and pretty much ground and pound this guy. Yeah. In the second round, I believe. But we're not sure on if he actually wants to continue fighting. He's already established in his career. He's a cop. So he's already established, but he keeps saying that he wants another fight. So when we do spar, I always like, hey, you 4, don't kill these guys. Yeah. Don't hurt them. Don't hurt them. Do it.
We're trying to get them to keep coming back.
How come you didn't say that when I went, man?
You're all right. You're okay.
I had fun. Okay. I think, like I said, getting hit by Fredo was fun. Because it was a challenge that I was trying to figure out the whole time, even though I never did. With Pat, that was something else because he was hitting from all different angles, and I was trying to, the rate at which I'm going to be able to go, plus by then I was already exhausted, and I was like, I'm not going to be able to figure this out. So I think I did the 1 round with him, and someone else paired up with him, and I was like, all right, I'll go back to the cage, and I saw Fredo again. I was like, okay. So it was rough, but yeah, it was really fun. I think
you felt with me.
It was fun. I think so I think with you, because not that they don't know what you're doing, but you as a coach, how, like, I think what speed to pick and when to up it and when to bring it back down. You make it fun. I like that. Like you were saying, or to answer your question, it was fun and I enjoyed it. There's a lot of things where you would have caught me pretty clean. Yeah. I don't know that I would have caught you with anything, but I like to think at least I would have threw something out there that would have existed. Yeah. I mean, it was a kick. It was a punch.
And I get hit a lot, believe it or not, because I do tend to showboat. Especially when it comes to like just my head movement alone. I like to give a show when I'm sparring. I like to have fun. I'm just having fun. And if it's just that, and a lot of people say it, you're just too fucking tricky. We don't know what the hell is coming.
I think I was telling Devin, I was like, my thing is like when I was going with you, I could tell you were always like trying to find what you wanted to do. Not that you needed to find something to do, but like you were like, what do I feel like doing next? That's what it looked like from my perspective. And that every time I started seeing you do that, I would start picking up my knee to let you know I'm going to TP you as soon as you do something, because I don't know what you're about to do, but I could tell it's going to be a lot. And so I'd pick up my leg and then you'd like go, and I'm like, oh crap, okay, never mind.
Yeah, like I had to turn myself into that type of fighter, because again, sparring with guys at House of Dragons, Revolution, Hyena, Sammy's Muay Thai, all these different gyms, when we all decide to meet up and just have open gym or whatever, going with all these different bodies with different techniques, different types of fighting, MMA guys, I had to transform myself to be able to adapt to each person.
Right.
Because I could be sparring this guy who have beautiful boxing, but his kick sucks. So, okay, your kick sucks. I don't have to worry about those. I'm about to kick the shit out of you. But then I have to also consider, but his boxing is great, so the combination is going to be there.
Yeah.
How can I avoid that? So with me being able to adapt is my biggest advantage, but it also have its flaws. Cause Tuesday, I don't know if you was watching when I was sparring with the one girl.
Mm-hmm. When she went off at one point.
Yeah,
and
but
I was paying attention to that because I was like, oh.
Did you kind of notice me like being on my knee?
I don't think so.
So, thank God nobody said that. Thank God. So it was our last. It wasn't our last round. That was like pretty much half of that round, and what I was telling her, because she just started training, I was telling her, don't react to everything I do, but when you feel like it's time for you to react, just react. So if I'm just throwing feints out, you don't have to try to catch my punches. You don't. Just be patient. And once you get the opportunity, something's going to happen.
Right.
She found the opportunity. She had me against the cage. It was one of them furies she threw. She put me against the cage. And I was just defending. And I was like, okay, it's time to have fun. What I was trying to do is a boxing technique to where I pretty much use my shoulders to control. So I go under, put my shoulders right on her chest, and pretty much maneuver her to the cage. That's what I was trying to do. But me doing that, she reacted with a knee straight to my stomach. And I was just, and just dropped. Just dropped. She was like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. I said, don't be. I'm actually proud that you did that. I'm actually proud that she did that.
It's like she had the reactionary to be able to like, okay, knee,
yeah.
you know? And so that's cool as shit that she's okay. It's like you're learning how to work in positions that I'm trying to control you and you're doing something about it, you know?
Exactly. And yesterday, I was doing jiu-jitsu with her and she was like, I want to apologize for it. I said, don't be. That if I have to be proud of something that I teach anybody, the fact that you hit me with a knee and dropped me, that's like top 2 proudest moments as a coach. I said, because she only been training for a month or 2.
Yeah.
You landed a solid, nice knee.
You're learning that awareness
on your coach.
Yeah.
On your coach.
Yeah, when I looked over, I was watching often because you were talking to her a bit, and I heard y'all talking about a smoker, so I was paying attention, and I saw her throw this one flurry out like she was rushing forward, and she looked like Vitor Belfort, and
oh shit,
like I mean that, like the speed
terrifying
at which she was doing it, and I don't know if she normally is that good with technique, but that one specific combination, like her punches and her steps were perfectly timed. It was really good.
Believe it or not, that was her second time sparring. That was her second time. No, because we was talking, and she when she was sparring me, the first round me and her did outside the cage, she was hesitating a lot. Like she'll throw a kick, but instead of her just actually throwing a kick, she'll stop like midway.
Yeah.
And I was like, why you stopping? Kick me. Just kick me. You're not gonna hurt me. Just kick me. And throughout every time we matched up together to spar, in between, I'm just telling her, yo, I get it. You're timid. You're hesitating a lot. I get it. But when you're in here, in this cage, and you're about to spar, whatever woman that you look up to, whether it's Wonder Woman, Supergirl, whatever powerful woman figure, you need to tell yourself, I'm that bitch.
Yeah.
And just attack. So each round after that we were doing, she was slowly just
getting comfortable with it.
Yeah. And she was surprising the hell out of me.
Yeah, that, like I said, that one I looked over, and I just happened to catch her do it, and it was like pushed you all the way to the cage, and then you had to circle out, and you're like, oh, okay. And I was like, that was really nice.
I fucking hate it. I hate it.
That's what's it called? Like, there's times where I'll spar Zach here and there, and it's like I'm the nicest sparring partner because I'm like, I'm sorry. He's like, you don't have to apologize for everything you land. And it's a force of habit, man. I'm not trying to hurt you. We're trying to have some fun.
I ain't gonna lie, I hate guys like that.
Yeah, dude, I'm the worst.
I hate guys like that.
Yeah.
Like, what you apologizing for? Somebody kicked me in the head at West Chase.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm sorry. I was like, it was my fault. I dropped my hand.
Yeah.
That was perfect.
Like, there's one time I was sparring with somebody, and this guy's really cool. He's a really chill dude. He goes in to Revolution, and he decided to switch southpaw, and he started around the same time I started. And I told him, and there was like no coaches around at the time, like they were focusing on something else. And I was like, "Are you sure you want to do that?" And then he was like, "Yeah, I can fight southpaw." I was like, "Are you sure you want to do that?" And then, like, I'm like, "You shouldn't." I was trying to tell him, like, you shouldn't switch stances because you're still learning how to fight orthodox. And he was like, "Yeah." And then he's like, "I got it." And then I hit him. And I landed like a really good clean cross on him. Mm-hmm. And then he was just like, all right, that was stupid. I was like, are you okay? And he was like, yeah. I was like, okay, good. Just making sure you're all right, man. But yeah, I was like, don't switch stances, dude. Like stick with no, like learn with what you're working with and first.
Those the guys I love to spar with. Those guys that think they can switch stances and they can't. Yeah. Like, we're going to get around in one day.
Yeah.
And was I switching stances with you?
Maybe once or twice.
Yeah, I do it frequently. Yeah. I'm a stance switcher, but I'm always going back to orthodox, and I get annoyed when I switch stance, and I know for sure you're not good at softball, and you're trying to mimic me.
Yeah.
And if I go softball and you go softball, I'll be like, all right, bet we're gonna see, we're gonna see.
Yeah.
And once I start kicking your ass in softball, and I'm not even dominant, I suck at softball.
Yeah.
I suck, but if I feel like I kick your ass,
I have nothing with southpaw. I stand and I feel so horribly uncomfortable.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
just like,
I can't do southpaw, man. I won't even try it. Like people are like, oh, you'll find a different angle maybe, because like a lot of the things that guys do when they go southpaws, they don't throw anything. They go southpaw and then they just kind of stand there, and it's like now I just see openings for myself being at orthodox. You're not even throwing a kick at me.
Yeah,
so
I know my biggest flaw when I'm in softball is I don't throw my right.
Yeah.
At all. I do not throw my right. I suck at it. I'm working on it now, but I would literally just throw that lead hand and throw that lead kick. I'm not throwing nothing from the left side. My bad. I ain't throwing nothing from the left side.
Right.
It's just you have a back kick, you know.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know. I just don't know how to throw it. I don't know how to throw it. I don't know how to get the position right.
Yeah, because that's what so when we talked to Zach is when I mentioned to him that I was like, I'll go with you next time, and he's like, I'll give you a heads up. He's like, we spar. Like, he's like, they spar in there.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, because I like to technical spar. Like that's my thing. Is like especially working with Coach Chris, he's big on technical sparring. And so he's like, no, Devin, like they fucking fight.
Yeah. I was like, there's a handful of guys in there that when they were going, they were going.
Yeah.
And it's like I tell them every single time, because I'm just like you. I prefer to be technical and smart about it, but at the same time, I'm having fun.
Right.
And I tell them, I'm like, hey, look, y'all signed a waiver, so if you get with a partner and y'all agree to go at a certain pace, that's y'all agreement. But don't get mad if you get hit. If you're hitting him 100% and he hit you back, I don't want to hear, well, coach. No.
Yeah.
You hit how you want to be hit. I preach it every time. You spar how you want to spar. You hit how you want to hit. And that's it. If you got an issue with it, you can come see me.
Yeah.
Put the gloves on.
Because like that's what so we saw. There was a couple guys that were hard sparring one time, and like Coach Chris fucking hates it. I'm sure you know that because you've worked with him. But like, and we're in the beginner class still, and he was like, if y'all want to hard spar, y'all can go hard spar those fighters. He was like, if y'all really want to sit here and beat each other up like that, he's like y'all are gonna leave with a whole different attitude when it comes to fucking hard sparring. He's like, y'all aren't ready for it. That's why y'all aren't in the advanced class yet.
And it's a lot of people that think they're ready for it.
Yeah.
Hey, be having guys coming in from the street like, oh yeah, I want to spar, I want to fight. I'm like, you sure? Okay. Here goes some loaner gloves. Here goes some loaner shin guards. Let's go.
That's the first like red flag. It's like you didn't even come in with your own fucking gear.
Yeah,
and you want to come in here and fight. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to say, all right, go ahead, pay your little $15 for the day pass, sign the waiver. You let me know when you're ready. I'm gonna be in the octagon stretching, and we're gonna go. Then, and it sucks when you have a lot of people watching, when everyone in the gym is surrounding the cage and just watching one of the instructors kick some random dude's ass just because he wanted to come in and let some aggression out. Yeah. It was like, okay. Oh, are you coming back? Maybe. Don't see this guy ever again.
Yeah, I was gonna say they don't come back. Yeah.
Don't come back. Come back.
That's what Jeremy Milbourne said it best one time when we were talking with him about it. He's like, yeah, they usually leave with a bloody nose and a different attitude. And he was like, it's just how it is.
Every single time.
Yeah.
Every single time. It's this one guy, I want to say he's early 20s. Fucking asshole. He signed up and everything because he actually wanted to learn how to fight better. But it's like, dude, if I'm teaching you technique, at least do the technique. Stop doing this street fighting shit that you're so used to. Like, he'll come and don't do a single technique at all. So he was sparring a newbie, and he was just bragging, like, yeah, man, I did this to him, I fucked him up. And I was like, I bet you can't do it to me. Yeah. He was like, yeah, yes I can. I said, okay, let's go. We must start going, and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna keep everything basic, fundamentals. I was just doing fundamental shit to him. Punch, punch, kick. Punch, punch, kick. 1, 2, 3, teep. Just simple shit. And I backed him up into the cage, and I was like, I'm coaching him the whole time. While I'm kicking his ass. Yeah, I'm coaching him the whole time. I'm like, all right, you need to do this. You need to move this way. Move this way. Do this. My hands are down. What you gonna do? My hands are down. I'm here. What's up? Back him up against the cage. Not only I was telling him he needs to circle off the cage because I'm about to demolish him. Everyone that was watching, get off the cage. Grab him. Clinch him. Turn him. He just, come on. You can't hit me hard. I said, I'm about to hit you in this one spot, and you're not going to get up. You're not going to do it. I must have threw a side kick. I threw a spinning heel kick, actually. Dead in his liver.
Oh, man.
He dropped. He was down for like 20 minutes. Did not want to get up. Yeah. He was just like, oh. I was like, are you okay? He was like, you're the coach. I said, you signed a waiver. You signed a waiver, so I can do pretty much whatever I want.
That's what the waivers are for.
Yeah.
That's what
I'm cool.
Yeah, we were
liability.
We were at a park working with some guys one time, and one of Zach's friends, Jeff, and Jeff invited one of his friends, and he was like, "Oh man, like leg kicks, like I just don't see how they hurt." Like, and so we like, I think Jeff told him, like, and Zach were like, "Have you ever had your like leg kick checked?" He's like, "Yeah, but that doesn't hurt. Like, well, it's not gonna happen." And then I think Jeff checked one of his kicks, and he's on the ground for like 20 minutes in pain. And I'm like, yeah, dude.
Screaming.
Yeah.
Not just like going, like he was screaming in pain.
Like
it was hilarious.
It didn't go away. And I was like, yeah, dude, that shit fucking hurts a lot.
But what's really funny is after we were all done, we put all our gear up and everything. And he's like, oh, wait. You know, just if he's like, I know this is weird, but like one of you, I just want you to hit me in the face. I won't defend it. Just hit me in the face as hard as you can.
I just want to see if I can take it.
And we were all like, no, probably not. And like looking back, I wish I would have, but it's best that we didn't. Yeah, but yeah, he's something else.
Because like I had some like really important stuff to do the next day, so I'm like, I can't have a black eye. So I was like, I can't spar with y'all. I can roll with y'all, but that's it. And so he was like, come on, man. Like, he's like, Devin, just hit me as hard as you can. I was like, no, dude, like I'm not cool with that. And then I was like, it's just, you're not able to defend yourself. Like it's almost a sucker punch.
That's definitely a sucker punch.
And
like,
to explain like how he was and why we were the way we were with him during sparring, like he's very like into fitness and yoga and like all this stuff, Tai Chi, but as far as like fighting, he not much. So when we were standing there like getting ready to spar, and he made a joke about Goku when he's a kid. You watch Dragon Ball? You remember when Goku was a kid, how he would stand?
Yeah.
Like he'd have both arms out.
Yeah.
He would do that, and he was like, "I'm gonna do this," and I was like, "Oh, okay." And like we'll start throwing stuff, and I'm like, I have to really, really pull my punches and my kicks because you have zero defense because you think this stance actually is working.
Yeah. Like
And it wasn't like he was going like, I'm gonna have fun and do this. It's like, I'm gonna try this and do it.
Like he went against there's a amateur boxer that was there, and one of Jeff's friends, and he had good head movement. Like anytime that dude would throw a punch at him, he would just move out of the way, and he was just having fun with it. And then the guy tried to do it back, and the dude like straight up like with the cleanest cross right to the chin, and then he was like, okay, yeah, I just probably shouldn't do that. I'm like, yeah, no.
That's why I tell anyone that's just starting, don't mimic someone more experienced than you. I don't know how many times I'll be sparring someone and I drop my hands just to work on my head movement alone.
Yeah.
And they're like,
that's how I got my nose broke. Yeah. That specifically is how I got my nose
you
broke.
dropped your hands
trying to work on my head movement.
Dude, like, I'm not going to say I perfected it. It still need works. But going against non-experienced guys, I perfected it. And it's like, when they try to do it, and I'm still hitting them, and I'm like, hands up. And they drop their hands again, and I hit them. I'm like, dude, what are you trying to do? No, I'm trying to, Canelo do this. Floyd do this. I'm like, but you're not them.
No, those guys have been training since they were kids. No.
You're not them. No, stop. Please stop.
Have you seen Floyd's grandkid? His grandson? He's like 2 years old and he's already training. Yeah.
Yes.
It's pretty good. Like I was like, for how old he is and how he catches on to it, like how he caught on to like boxing and all that. I'm like, okay.
His
like,
first fight should be against Hasbulla.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. Like it'd be ideal. Like but yeah, I was surprised, dude. Like whenever you see him, like he's going to the corner throwing combinations and shit. Like this dude barely knows how to walk. Can't even barely even hold the gloves. I'm like, yeah,
dude. I teach children that are better than half of the adults that I came across.
Yeah,
way better. I have this one kid named James. He still need work, but for me and James would spar. James was probably 7, 8 years old. We would spar, and I'd be so impressed the whole time, because he's not one of them kids that's just 1-2 kick, and just timid. No, he's throwing combinations, and when I decide to do something, like throw a hook or something, while he's throwing the combination, he's rolling under with his hook and throwing a high kick. And I'm like, who the hell taught you that? I was like, I haven't even showed you that yet. Who gave you that?
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, I mean, you guys said we can roll, so I just roll. I'm like, okay, that's great. Then when I spar some of the adults, I'm like, I have this one kid that can fuck you up. Like for real.
Yeah, that's what there was one coach I used to coach at Revolution, and we were doing some kicks, and he was like, my daughters don't even do that. They're children, guys. Like what are y'all doing? And I just think it's the funniest shit with the way he said it like that, though.
And it's just crazy because I've been teaching children almost a year now, and the talent I've seen from children alone. This is one kid that me one and my boy Dewan Polk used to train. He trains at Gracie's Webster now with Juliana. His dad literally just brought him to UFC and was like, yeah, my son said he wanted to do this. So he did one private session with Dewan, and Dewan came to me and was like, hey bro, this kid just signed up. He's gonna be a beast. Like he pick up very quickly. But due to my work schedule, I never got a chance to meet this kid until I quit my main job at the time. So when I met the kid and Dewan left UFC, I took over his one-on-one training. And I was like, all right, Dewan's been coaching you, so I know you have something. Let me see what you actually have. I start putting them on the pads, on the mitts. this kid was so fucking sharp. I'm just, all right, this. Pop, pop, pop. Kick. This tall.
Yeah.
Powerful kicks. Techniques. Picking up on flashy moves. I'm showing him how to do a spinning side kicks. He picked it up 3 tries. I'm like, dude, who are you? Where are you from? What? And he's fucking Mexican. He's tough as shit.
Yeah.
Tough as shit. Me wanted the one took him to. We had him do 2 CGL tournaments. He come out on top every time. I think he probably lost 1, but right now he's the current CGL champ for his division. And I'm like, dude,
how old is he?
Now he had to be, I want to say 7 or 8 now. But when he would win these tournaments, probably 6.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, nah, that's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
The moment he hit 18.
Yep.
I don't know who's gonna be able to stop this kid.
Yeah.
His name is Julian. Can't think of his last name right now. His name is Julian. I'm like, oh my gosh. I wish I would have stayed with that kid. I wish.
Yeah. So like I know that you worked with like a plethora of good coaches and stuff. So when it comes to like what they've kind of taught you, and how does that kind of play into your style, like with how you fight?
It changed my style completely.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I always been, my main focus always been kickboxing. And working with Juan, Alexis, Coach Cyborg, just working with them 3 alone. Them showing me the traditions of Muay Thai, elbows, knees, all that. It pretty much turned me, I'm not going to say I'm a complete fighter. I'm not going to say that. But my style is more trickier now. Because now I have all these weapons. Spinning elbow.
Yeah.
That almost landed. That's pretty much, that was more of a reaction. Because Coach Cyborg, he love elbows. And he do, every time me and him do pad work, he's always spinning elbow. And Alexis, since he loved elbows so much, he always, look, if you're close enough and you feel like you can do it, it's going to become second nature. It's just going to be a reaction. You're going to be doing something. You could probably go throw a hook or whatever, and you're going to miss that hook, and that elbow is right there.
Yeah.
Just throw it. And now it's just, okay. Even if I don't throw the elbow, I'm throwing the back fist. I'm throwing something. So that's my transition into learning Muay Thai bettered me as a fighter, because I never threw spinning techniques. Never. Until I started doing a little bit of Muay Thai and training with Coach Cyborg and Alexis and Juan. And I appreciate Juan so much because he's the reason why I know all these guys, all these fighters.
Yeah.
House of Dragon, guys from House of Dragons, guys from Revo, guys from all these different gyms, because he literally was like, he told me to come to Gracie's to get some work. I signed up, and now it's just, hey, I'm going to this gym. You should come. All right. I go. Get my ass handed to me. Okay, next weekend we're going to this gym. Next weekend we're going to this gym. And I sparred so many goddamn people.
Yeah.
It was one time I had a bad day. I was not landing shots. I wasn't landing the shots I wanted to. I wasn't really focusing on my technique. I was just pretty much brawling. And I just pretty much sat down and I was like, I need to change. So I just pretty much, I tend to record some of my training sessions, or if somebody recorded it for me, I tell them to send me the videos. And I just sat there and was just like watching all the technique videos, all my sparring videos. And I was like, that's the problem.
Right.
You don't move around a lot. You just stand there. You wanna sit there and try to fight in pocket all the time. It don't work that way, especially in Muay Thai.
Right.
Especially training. Have you ever sparred Alexis before?
No, but Zach has, and I've seen it. So I'm like, oh shit, that dude's all over everywhere. Yeah.
The moment he get close to you, if he can grab a clinch,
Yeah, he was all over it.
He's going to need you.
I was very surprised like by it because like I knew Alexis was good, right?
Mhm.
And so Zach's Alexis is what, like 5'9", like 135, yeah, like 5'9", 135. Zach's 6'2", 215, and just the way that he was able to grab Zach, and I was like, what the fuck? Like this dude's like 50, like more than 50 pounds heavier than you, and the way he was able to control him, I was like, that's nuts, dude.
Wait till you spar one.
I'm
Wait till you spar one.
looking forward to
One is the way most people put it. Since one pretty much introduced me to most of the guys that I know now, they always say, "One taught you, huh? One showed you that." Because we fight similarly, but one is a clinch specialist. He's the reason why my knees now are that much better. My clinching is that much better. The moment once grab you, once he grab you, you can pretty much just sit there and say, okay, it's over with. Because he's going to grab you. It's hard to get. Every time you think you have a position, he's going to counter. Then he's going to throw a knee.
Just knows that weight placement, how to just throw you around.
Pretty much. Yeah. Pretty much. He's going to find a way. And he's just so goddamn quick. He does this one thing to where you feel like you're doing something, then you're getting hit in the face 5 times. Every time.
Yeah, no, that's what what's it called? Like clinching is super freaking important. Like, cause
super.
Cause me and Zach talked about it, and then like I remember we were working a little bit of clinch one day, and Coach Race pretty much said it best was like, if the only way to get better at clinch is just to do it. Yeah. Like he's like, it's just I could show y'all some things here and there, but like if you're not working clinch all the time, it's really just gonna just stay the same. Like y'all have to work this shit pretty frequently.
Exactly. And that's also another reason why I had to pretty much change my fighting style from trying to be a brawler. Because I don't know how many times I heard guys, dude, you're quick, but why do you pause between your combinations? If the combination is working, keep it going. Yeah. Don't just punch, kick, pause. Yeah. No, punch, kick, keep it going. Right. You're quick enough. You have the movement. Then the fact that most of the guys that do Muay Thai, they want to clinch so they can get the knees and elbows in. I also had to train myself to figure out range. I had to start to figure out, all right, what is my range? Right. Because I don't want to be grabbed. I hate clinching. I hate it. I train it, but I fucking hate clinching.
I want to like clinching, but I'm just, I don't know, man. I get thrown around a lot. I'm like, fuck.
One of the main reasons why I hate clinching is not only because I do get thrown around a lot. Yeah. I don't want to get hit by a knee. Yeah. I don't want to get hit by a knee. Yeah. That's not nice. I got one, actually. I'm sorry, one, for keep bringing this up, but I have to. He dropped me with a knee, preparing for April card. Literally dropped me, and it was a deep bruise. Yeah, it fucked me up. I was like, oh my gosh, is this how a real knee feel? And he was like, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. So since then, once I start to like refine my technique and my boxing and my footwork start to get a little bit better, my head movement and my counters and everything start to get a little bit better. That's when I start to realize, okay, now guys want to actually clinch me more. They want me to stay here now. Once they start to do that and I start to figure out my range, now it's like, all right, the only way you have to grab me, you have to chase me. Right. Come chase me. Because now what I want to do is, since you're chasing me, I can pick my shots easily. Yeah. I can tire you out real quickly. And yeah,
It's like you're gonna run right into a knee or an elbow. Like,
You're gonna run
rush-
into something.
Yeah.
If you don't necessarily run into a knee or an elbow, you're running into one of my punches or a teep. You're running into something.
Yeah.
And I love it. Now it's like one says it a lot. You're like, you are you bastard? Are you bastard? I'm like, man, I don't want you to grab me at all. At fucking all.
Yeah, because there's one time somebody, whenever we're going over clinch, somebody had me a single collar tie and, C grip on my bicep.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just straight up fucking, like, I was trying to, like, slide in to swim up, and he just whipped me. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm talking, dude, like, my leg flew across, and I had to catch myself, and he caught me. And he was like, you probably didn't know that was coming. I'm like, no, I didn't, dude.
No, I remember I sparred Sammy once.
That sounds interesting.
It was interesting.
Yeah.
We did 2 rounds that day. First round, I was just honored to spar him.
Right.
And I was like, okay, let me see what works and what don't works on him. Sammy is so goddamn flexible. Like he was doing the same thing over and over. It was like a 2-punch combination, but that kick would come out of nowhere. Like he'll punch and just kind of dip to make it seem like he's dodging, but as you're trying to attack, and he just kept on catching me with the same thing over and over. And I was like, all right. So I was like, fuck it, I'm about to clinch you. This is about to be the perfect opportunity for me to work my clinch.
Yeah.
The moment I grab Sammy, I'm flying. I'm like, okay, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. And somebody see me on the ground that was like, you tried to clinch him, huh? I was like, yeah. yeah. So same thing with Ray. Like I was telling y'all earlier, he dropped me with a body punch, and I'm like, all right. So this is what a pro Muay Thai fighter. This is
the different levels.
Very different.
Yeah.
Very different. That's why I know I'm slowly progressing better, getting better every time, because I had to make that decision. Like I'm no longer sparring guys that I feel like I'm better than, unless I'm just gonna have fun or just to give them some type of experience or some type of training. I just work with them, because when I do spar guys that I know I'm way more experienced in, only thing I'm pretty much working is counters and defense.
Right.
That's it. But then once I get the opportunity to spar like Ray or Sammy or Alexis, every chance I get, I'm giving them my all, my fucking all.
Yeah.
And for me to give my all and still feel like I ain't doing enough, I could have done this better, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, somebody told me to spar Ray one time. They're like, ask Coach Ray. I'm like, no, I'm good. I was like, I'm not there yet. We'll see. We'll get there.
Bro,
It's the only way to get there.
Yeah.
That's what I always say.
And they're like, you'll learn a lot. I'm like, why don't you fucking spar? I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm like, exactly.
Nah, yeah. Like it's a great experience.
Yeah.
Sparring against all these wonderful, beautiful people. And I got my ass handed to me by one of Sammy's ladies. I can't think of her name right now, but I think her husband is a pro. He's a pro Muay Thai fighter. I can't think of his name either. But
is it a black dude? Millie?
I want to say he's Hispanic.
Oh, Hispanic. Okay.
He tatted it up. Got the earlobe thingies,
The gauges and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was open mat. I think it was for Ray's birthday last year. Did open mat, and Sammy guys was there. A couple of us West Chase guys, Revo guys, and I was sparring someone, and she was watching. I think I was sparring one of her teammates, and she was watching. And she was like, after that round, she was like, "Hey, you want to go?" And I was like, "Sure." And at times, I can be a little bit biased, especially when it comes to sparring women. I sometimes forget that women that do Muay Thai hate it when you take it easy on them. And I learned the hard way.
Yeah.
I was being more technical and on the counter end, always on my back foot. And I kind of sensed that she was starting to get a little bit annoyed. Once she started to up it, and I start to feel her kicks, I said, you want me to go. You want me to go. She still fucked me up, but it was a nice experience. I was terrified after that.
Yeah.
I was terrified after that.
With sparring, do you think this is how I see it anyway? Because earlier you had mentioned that you typically spar people at your level or above. Do you think it's important to also sometimes spar people who aren't as good as you to let you be creative, let you be kind of like have fun and experiment with stuff?
Yeah, that's why I'm so tricky now, because I'm even I forgot which fight. I think it was my second amateur fight. The announcer, one of the announcers was like, yeah, the way Vernon is throwing his combinations is kind of awkward. It's not what you expect from a type of fighter. And I developed that awkward stage of fighting because when I do go against guys that's like less experienced than me, I'm literally experimenting with anything. I watch a lot of sparring videos on YouTube, and it's this one guy I've been watching lately, Jeff Chan.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been watching him a lot lately, and some of his technique, some of the stuff he do, I be like, ooh, I want to try that. So I learn it on the bag, and once I get someone in front of me, I know for sure experienced guys not gonna let me just work it, even though I try to.
Yeah.
They're not gonna make it easy. So I'll be like, hey, how long you been training? Oh, only a couple months. Perfect.
Yeah.
Come here. Come here. So especially when it comes to my kicks, if I'm working like spinning kicks and everything, I always go with someone less experienced just so I can get the feel for it and get used to it. And when it do connect, I see how it feels.
Yeah.
Other than that, if someone less experienced just come to me and be like, hey, I want to spar, it's always no. I'm like, no, I'm okay. Oh, come on. Why not? You think I'm going to knock you out? I'm going to hurt you? Okay, no. I just don't want to fucking spar you, man.
People actually approach you saying shit like that?
Dude, yes. Yes. And I see why.
Yeah.
I see why. Because one literally gave me the nickname Honey Badger. Because if you see a honey badger, first glance you're like, oh my gosh, it's so adorable. It's like, it's nice, it's kind. But piss it off. Watch what happens.
Yeah.
It would kill you. And that's me. I would literally sit here and smile on my face, joking around with everyone. And someone would just come and be like, hey, can I spar you? I'm like, no, I'm okay. Come on. You a coach. So you're a fighter. You're gonna kick my ass anyway. I'm like, yeah, I don't want to spar you. I'm fine. Why, you think I'm gonna knock you out? You think I'm gonna hurt you or something? You being a bitch? I'm like, all right. Don't push it. Don't push it. It was a few times where that happened and I gave them what they want. Yeah. And that's the last time I see them. So it's like, it happens all the times. Especially when I'm out with my friends. For some reason, my friends think that telling people I fight is I don't know why they do it. Oh yeah, he's a fighter. He does this, and they'll go to my page and like show them videos and shit.
They're proud of you for you.
Yeah, and I appreciate it. I do, but sometimes I just want to go to the fucking bar and just sit there and not be a fighter for once. Not be a fighter for once. And when they do that, half the time when they do it is to impress women. Oh, yeah. If he's a fighter, maybe they are a fighter. Shit like that. But when like guys be hearing that, it's the
ego thing right there.
Yeah. You think, and I'm like, hey man, calm down. Yeah. It's okay.
That's what's called when a couple of guys that I work with, like even at my job, because I work in the refineries, so it's all fucking ego over there. Everybody has a fragile ego, and it's like everyone's a tough guy, you know. So someone has said something, it's like, oh, do you go to the gym last night? Someone overheard, is like, well, so you go to like some like 24-hour fitness? It's like, nah, I go to this gym called Revolution Dojo, and I was talking with them, and I was like, I've been training Muay Thai for about a month or two, and fucking like everybody heard after, and so everybody's attitude that completely changed. And it's like, I'm not trying to fucking come out here and beat up, like try to fight everybody. Like I just like, this is what I like to do. So I like to get a workout.
And I don't get why people think that us as fighters, that you have some fighters out there that's what they want to do. They they want to fight like 24/7. They'll fight anybody, everyone, in the cage, in the ring, outside in the street, at the club. But us actual real fighters, the humble ones, no, we just want to live our fucking life.
Yeah.
When we fight, we fight. We do an actual fight, or we're at the gym. Outside the gym, I just want to live. I just want to be me. I just want to be Vern. I want to be the nerdy kid that like to watch anime, play video games, read comic books, watch movies, and drink and smoke on occasion. That's me.
Yeah.
I'm not a fighter 24/7. And I also have to tell people, outside the gym, that's not going to be the type of fight you want, because I fight dirty in the street. I'm not going to fight you with my hands. I need my hands for my career.
Yeah.
I will fuck you up with a stick. I'm picking up shit.
Yeah.
It's a street fight. There's no rules.
That's what I ran into somebody the other day, a while back in like March. I was at a bar out in Houston and saw this guy's ears. He had cauliflower ear. And I was like, hey man, I don't mean to be rude, but I just noticed your ears. So I was just curious where you train at. And he's like, I actually train at Heritage Muay Thai. And I was like, no shit. And we started talking a little bit. And he was like, how'd you know I trained? He stopped after that. He's like, my ears. I was like, yeah. And then he's like, yeah, man, it's a gift and a curse. I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, because it's like, some people think it's like, they see it, they think it's cool, and other guys, like, people are out here drinking and they're like, oh, that guy's a fighter, and let me fucking start some shit.
Yeah, and that almost happened to me once, but luckily it was a cop there. Guy, I was out with my friends, and was I forgot what bar we went to, but we was just sitting on the patio drinking, and I was explaining to my friend, you know how you have to explain something, but you can't necessarily use the words, so you have to get up and actually show them.
Yeah. So
that's exactly what I did. I was explaining the technique, and it was a couple guys that was at a table with some girls, and it was a boxing technique that I was showing. And when I did it, I sat down, and they got up and came to my table, and was like, "Oh, hey, yeah, you box?" And I was like, "Kickbox, but yeah, sure." And it was like, oh, okay, you feel like you can whoop our ass? And I was like, okay, I get that question a lot.
Who approaches people like that?
Yeah.
So
I was like, okay, I get that question a lot. So I'm just going to, I said, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if you train. I don't know if you untrained, but in a street fight, anything can happen. One punch, that's it. And it was like, you think you can fight two people at once? I said, I don't know. I never fought two people at once. So I don't know what I can do. So he just kept on trying to antagonize me. So I gave him a warning. I was like, look, the way I fight in the cage is completely different how I fight on the street.
Because there's rules.
It's rules in the cage. It's not rules on the street. I said, your first warning is this. Move away from the table, or I'm taking this bottle and I'm smashing it over your head. He thought I was bluffing. He just kept on. I said, all right. The moment I grabbed the bottle, cop stepped in and was like, y'all need to go.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, I seen the whole thing. You two, get your girls, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out. At
least the cop stepped in and like knew who was in the wrong, you know what I'm saying? Instead of kicking all y'all out, then it's like now all of y'all are outside the fucking bar.
Yeah. And I was like, all right. And at that point, I was like, man, I might as well leave too. Because, nowadays, you'll never know. People go back to their fucking car and grab whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was like, I might as well leave too. But the cop was like, no. We're just going to move your table on the inside. And y'all just enjoy the rest of your night. Yeah. And when you're ready to go, I will walk you out to your car. And I was like, I feel like a bitch. I feel like a bitch.
Nah, but that cop's cool as shit.
Yeah,
though.
He was cool. Yeah. He was cool. So I was like, all right,
giving you the celebrity treatment.
Yeah, I could do that. Because I was about to fuck his ass up.
Yeah, I mean, he avoided what could have been a really, really bad thing.
Really bad thing. And not only that, like, I don't have a bad temper, but oh my gosh, this is horrible.
You ever watch Street Beefs?
I do, and sometimes I'd be pissed.
Yep.
Like, do they get paid for this shit?
Fuck no.
No, I think they do.
You think they do?
Yeah, because some people are Street Beefs fighters, not just someone who showed up and got a fight with Street Beefs. Some people work for Street Beefs. I'm pretty sure they get paid.
I don't know.
Oh shit! Damn.
Some guys on here are actually really good.
Yeah, it's this one guy. I think his name is Suits or whatever. He have nice technique. I think I could fuck him up.
You seen that one? I don't know that dude's name, but he wears the Cobra Kai stuff.
Yeah.
And, the chubbier dude.
Yeah.
The white dude.
I like watching that dude, man. He cracks me up. He's like, this is from our girl Rachel, and then he knocks a dude out with a flying head kick.
That is tap fucker. Oh, he got a
Transition. Oh,
You ever watch Felony Fights?
I was just about to ask.
What
Dude.
the hell is Felony?
You never heard
Dude,
Felony
you should
Fights?
watch Felony
What the hell is
Fights.
that?
So yeah, we're coming up on time, so I'll show you when we stop recording. Unfortunately, but we'll end it instead of talking about Felony Fights on the last thing on our podcast. You have a fight coming up?
No,
No?
not
You trying to
yet.
get one?
But I'm trying to get one. I'm hoping, Chris, if you watch this, your next hybrid card, I want on, man. I need to get on. I'm hungry for a fight right now. Like, me and Juan had numerous conversations on if we can't get nothing locally, we'll probably go to Florida or Oklahoma just so I can fight. But I'm trying to get at least 3 or 4 amateur fights on my belt before I even can go pro. And if anybody out there, sponsors or whatever, want to, hit your boy up, you can contact me on Instagram at justVernBro_. My DMs are open 24/7. My phone is always in my hand. I would see the message. But yeah, I'm trying to get a fight, man. I'm so hungry. And ever since last Elevate card, my teammate Majid finished that guy with the leg kicks, and Brett got that fucking submission in. Yeah, I need that. I need to keep the momentum going, man.
And I'll tag on to that because I've messaged Chris a few times. I talked to him a while back about us running media at his event because he had said, like, hey, for everybody who's just coming and doing media for their own thing or bringing their own cameras, no more. You need to come through me if you want to do that. And I was like, oh, well, I haven't gone to your event yet. I really want to. I would love to run media for our podcast there. And he was like, cool. Yeah, email this when you're ready. And I was like, all right, cool. I did, or I messaged him, whatever. And then nothing. And I messaged him again, and then nothing. And I know he gets busy. It's very busy trying to promote a show, and he does most things on his own.
Yeah, and that's why I respect him. That's why if I know a lot of people be telling me to like go to Texas Muay Thai if I really want to fight or start doing MMA just to do Fury. But I respect Chris a lot because he gave me my first amateur fight. Bless you, man. My first amateur fight, I only had realistically 3 weeks to prepare for it. 3 weeks. And I wasn't looking. I think he reached out to Coach Cyborg, and Cyborg was like, hey, I have an opportunity. You going to take it or not? And when I took it, I met Chris, and he came to me, shook my hand. He was like, look, you're the type of fighter I want on my card every time. Taking last minute requests like that, 3 weeks out. Yeah. Cutting to 125 pounds. Like, come on, man. Come on. I'm ready to fight. I'm always ready. I'm always ready. I'm always training, bro. So, yeah.
Yeah, Chris, get Vern on. Let us cover it, please. It's been a while since we've been able to do media for somewhere, so I'd really like to do it with MMA. We've done a bit of it with boxing, which has been really great. Yeah. But really like to do it at MMA because that's more of what we're about. So getting to cover, like we wanted to do the other one for Brett's fight. Mm-hmm. So getting to do one where some of our friends are fighting, that's what we want to do because that's going to make it a lot more personal for us, make it a lot more fun. So hopefully he listens. Maybe somebody could send it to him.
Oh, I'm gonna send it to him.
I don't know.
All right. I'm gonna send it to him.
Get Vern on there. Have a card with Vern and Brett, everybody, Alexis.
Everyone. I don't know. Alexis, he about to make some big moves. Y'all should talk to him next. He about to make some big moves. He may have a lot of announcements coming up soon.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
We'll be sure to reach out to him.
Yeah.
But that's Vern. Again, at justvernbro_ on Instagram. Follow him. Hit him up if you want to sponsor him.
Thank you.